All right, so we've already talked about conditional statements, which are if-then statements, right? One thing to note is that in conditional statements, the if part is always considered the hypothesis and the then part is always considered the conclusion. Because, and I don't know if they teach this in geometry anymore, but they used to. We're going to make a little table here because there's like 4 types of conditional statements, and it's basically, they're used so often that they got special names. So the first one we should know, it's the regular conditional statement. And that would be P arrow Q is the symbol, and it means if P then Q. And its nickname, I call this one original. You'll see the other ones need nicknames because it helps you figure it out. So we're going to use some words with these in a second, but I wanted to get them on paper first, so then when we refer back to them. There's also something called the converse of a statement. The converse, not the shoe brand, converse of a statement would be to say it backwards. So if I wrote this, you'd say if Q then P. And what I call this one, the nickname for a converse is switch. Okay. Okay, so then it would be if Q then P. And then the inverse of a statement is if you take the original statement in the order it was if P then Q, what if you did if not P then not Q? Remember, our symbol for not is a little squiggly line. So what I call this is the negative version. So the original is if P then Q. The converse is to just say if Q then P, so I switched them. The inverse is to say it in the original order but make it negative, right? And then there's the last but not least, contrapositive. This is like 2 wrongs make a right sort of thing. The contrapositive says if not, you not only make it negative, but you also switch them. So not Q implies not P. So I call that the negative switch. And the one that has the most going on is also the longest word, so that helps you remember that. So really, you only have to remember the switch is called converse, and the negative is called inverse. So anyway, so what the heck does this mean? We're going to actually see what statements look like. So I'm going to write an original conditional statement, okay? So here's a conditional statement. I will be happy, well, actually this is kind of weird, watch. I'll write one in weird order. I will be happy if I get a goat for my birthday. Right? So there's my conditional. Actually, it's in a weird order because the if is right here. So this is my P, this is my Q. So the first thing I wanted to show you is sometimes you'll get a statement that has if in the middle of it. You have to know the if is what follows it. So a more normal way to write the conditional, I'm going to cross that out, is to write it like this. If I get a goat for my birthday, then I will be happy. So if you ever see a if in the middle of a statement, just kind of do this, just rewrite it in order, because now here's my P, I get a goat for my birthday, here's my Q, I will be happy, or I am happy. You can make it not like, you can make it present tense if you want to. Okay, so let's try these out, and you're going to see how you write each one of these. So that's the conditional, so what would the converse look like? The converse of this statement would be to just switch your hypothesis and conclusion. So I'm going to say if I I'm not going to say will be because I'm going to change the tense on this so it makes grammatical sense. If I am happy, then I got a goat for my birthday. We kind of switched the tense from future to past because we switched the order. Okay, so here's your Q and here's your P. You switched them. So if I'm happy, then I got a goat for my birthday. So like if you see me walking around and I'm smiling, I must have gotten a goat for my birthday. That's the converse. You switcheroo them. The inverse would look like this. The inverse would be you keep it in the original order, but you make each statement negative. So I want to do this original order. Okay. And I want to make them both negated. So if I do not get a goat for my birthday, then I will not, it sounds like a brat, be happy. Right? Sounds like a spoiled brat. If I don't get a goat for my birthday, I will not be happy. So that's the negative version. So it's the original order, just a negation of each one. And then the last one is contrapositive, which is a negative switch. So I want to do both. I want to take the order here. Let's get that one out of the way. I want to take the order here and flip-flop them, and I want to make it negative. So you'd say, if I am not happy, then I did not get a goat for my birthday. Huh. Well, that's weird. Anyway, just getting used to flipping those around. Now I want to do a little bit with truth tables on this stuff, because what you're actually going to find out is some of these statements are actually logically equivalent to each other. So let's see which ones actually hold the same truth value the whole time. So we'll also get to talk about logically equivalent again, which we did in class back when we did De Morgan's laws and ands and ors. Okay, so conjunctions. But these are conditional statements. So let me change the page and try this out. So let's do some truth tables. Remember, truth tables, you set them up like this and you kind of just build whatever you want. So in this case, the only way, if I have two statements, I can either have true, 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 false, false, true, or false, false. It's the only way I can do it. You can't have two statements that have anything else than that. Try it. All right, so the first thing I want to do is just look at the truth value of my original statement. This is my conditional. I want to look at its truth value. Okay, so if I have a true statement and a true statement, if true, then true is true. If true, then false is false. That's where you break the contract. So you had the beginning, the if part, but you broke your promise on the end, on the then part. These two, you never started the contract, so there was no if, therefore it doesn't matter the then. So we have true, false, true, true. These are called vacuously true. We talked about that in the last one. There was no contract. If I want to go back to my goat statement, you're like, all right, I got a goat for my birthday. That's this one. I got a goat for my birthday and I'm happy, then my statement was true. Oh, what about this one? Here's my statement. I'm like, this is my word. Okay, so I got a goat for my birthday and you see me and I'm not happy, maybe I'm crying. You'll be like, you lied. If you got your goat for your birthday, then I will be happy was a lie. Just because the goat bit you doesn't make you special. All right, and then the other two, if you see me happy but I didn't get a goat, my statement's still true. I didn't have to follow through on it. If you see me crying and I didn't get a goat, that might be why, but it might not. My statement's still true. Okay, so now let's look at the other ones. Okay, so the second one, the converse, was Q implies P. Okay, so Q, P. So this would be if the Q, now you got to look backwards. So if my if is true and my else is, or my then is false, or is true, then it's still true. Here's a weird one. If the Q is false, it doesn't matter if the P was true or not. My contract is still good. So if false, then true is still true. Here's the bad one. If your Q is true, so the beginning, the if part is true, and the then part is false, you're a liar. Okay, and the last one doesn't matter because the contract never started. So if we wanted to, we could do this with, this statement. If I am happy, then I got a goat for my birthday. This one says, okay, you see me happy, and I got a goat. Then I got a goat for my birthday. They're both true. I'm not a liar. You get down to this one. If I'm happy, but I didn't get a goat for my birthday, then I'm a liar. So basically, it's like a contract, and you're a liar or not. Are those the same truth value? True, true, false, true? No, these are not the same. So the conditional and the inverse are not the same. But if I go to build, the inverse, oh wait, that was the converse. Gosh darn it. If I go to build the inverse, let's try that. I need a negative P and a negative Q. So I just make two more lines. Oh crap. Make a negative P and a negative Q. If regular P was true, true, false, false, then inverse is false, false, true, true. If regular Q is true, false, it's going to be false, true, true. Now, so I'm kind of ignoring all that beginning stuff. Now if I did not P, arrow, not Q, or if not P, then not Q, I just have to look here. What if your if is false and your then is false? It's true. I never entered the contract. What if your if is false and your then is true? It doesn't matter. I never entered the contract. What if your if is true and your then is false? It makes you a liar. And what if your if is true and your then is true? It makes your contract true. Okay, so if you look at this, check this out. Look at that and look at that. These two statements are logically equivalent. Okay, and then we can do the last one, which is not Q implies not P. And we say, okay, let's see, false is the if, so whatever's true. If I start out true and I end up false, that's a lie. If I start out false, I don't care what it is, it's true. And if I start out true and end up true, it's true. Now notice this one. This guy and this guy, the contrapositive, so this is the inverse, the contrapositive is logically equivalent to the conditional. So that means the logic you use to say, if I get a goat for my birthday, then I'll be happy, is the same exact logic as if I'm not happy, then I did not get a goat for my birthday. Likewise, this statement and this statement actually logically mean the same thing. If I'm happy, then I got a goat for my birthday. This one said, if I do not get a goat for my birthday, then I will not be happy. Those are logically equivalent statements. Maybe the goat and birthday isn't the best idea. Maybe you want to go back and try the same thing with what we did on our previous one, where we were talking about like your perfect score in the final and an A for the year. And it might make a little better sense. But, I wanted to talk about goats and birthdays, so, that's what we do sometimes. All right, so use this knowledge to try out those problems on the worksheet tomorrow. All right, I will talk to you later, and hope that helped. And this stuff is kind of weird, but I find it interesting. All right, talk to you later.